Okay, first thing up is PureLink has been around for a while. We've got 6 different brands. Media Access is our flagship cross-platform matrix routing solution. Please take a look at that. That's still a very, very popular product. It takes DisplayPort, HDMI, SDI, all at 4K 60, 444 HDR, uncompressed, slot card based, pretty much anything in, anything out, and it has complete Dante I/O capability as well with redundant power supplies, hot swappable cards, so it's very powerful, flexible. Comes in many different frame sizes. Pure Media is the original cross-platform matrix switch. In fact, PureLink came to market with the world's first multi-IO matrix switch back in 2002 with DVI, added HDMI, and so on. Pure Media is 4K 30, cross-platform matrix switching, slot card frame, where Media Access is 4K 60. PureStream is what we're going to be focusing on today. That's our AV over IP and streaming products. Icon is our control automation line that won Best of Show at Infocom. So we're obviously very proud of that. Please come to the webinars on Icon. I think you'll see why we won Best of Show, because it is by far the easiest to program solution without giving up functionality and features. So you can control an entire building of thousands of devices with Icon with programming, with clicks of your mouse or writing in English language, and it guides you along the way. So you've got to come to those classes and learn about that. HD Tools is all of our scalers, smaller switchers, 4x4s, 8x8s. We have test pattern generators, converters, DAs, lots of different items in HD Tools. And Total Wires, our premium line of cables, anywhere from Cat6A cable used in PureStream, AV over IP, to HD-based-T. We have SDI cable, HDMI, USB-C. We have tons of USB-C stuff, both Cat and fiber. So a lot to learn about in those. So please keep coming to these classes and learning about those, and sign up on our LinkedIn and social media and email to keep learning about all that stuff. So as I mentioned before, we've been around since 2002. World's first DVI fiber cable and matrix switching. We invented HDCP key management on multiple input-output systems, as well as EDID emulation on multiple inputs, modular matrix switching, and we actually were the first to pioneer RS-232 over fiber and HD-based-T transport. And the list goes on and on. First 4K up-down scaler in 2015, first 4K 30 Cat fiber AV over IP solutions, fixed frame AV over IP network switches. We actually were the first brand on earth to make AV over IP purpose-built network switches. We did that before Netgear or Cisco or any of those. And again, the list goes on and on. So take a look at our history timeline on our website. And again, Best of Show on our Icon touch panel works perfectly with any of our AV over IP products, our cameras, streaming encoders, endpoints, Dante, and much more, including every possible controllable device you can think of with IR, LAN, RS-232, relays, and so on. We can control it all. All right, so come to those classes. I have to plug this because we won Best of Show. All right, so we've got hundreds of clients, anywhere from medical, entertainment, military. We do lots of that, corporate, cruise ships, esports, and much more. Let's take a look at our AV over IP solution. So the first one up is going to be our new product that we introduced at the show. This is the T450. This is 4K 60, 444 encoding and decoding over JPEG 2000 1G networks. The T450 offers some really cool features, including Dante connectivity, as you see noted here, and also USB-C DP alt mode input, as well as HDMI input and loop out on the encoder, all powered PoE. And on the decoder, we've got both cat and fiber extension capability on that output. And of course, we've got audio insertion on the encoder. We have audio extraction on the encoder, and we have audio extraction on the decoder. We have a built-in scaler on the decoder, allowing you to set the output resolution anywhere up to 4K 60, and you can also do pass-through. We support all the relative HDCP formats, and because of the scaling capability, we can do 8x8 video walls. And actually, we can do larger than that. Our commercial opinion is stretching 4K 60 past 64 monitors is probably not going to look good. So we can do it, so that's why we say 8x8. Okay, that's brand new out of the oven. We just came out with that at the show. That was also showcased at Audinate's booth at the show. So if you had gone by there, you would have seen this new product there as well. Okay, next up is the T400. The T400 is our TA compliant encoder and decoder system, and you'll see we have a couple of different wall plate options. The wall plate option on the left is HDMI in with USB 2.0 1.1 and audio insertion, and that's the T400E-WP. And then the 401-E-WP, that is USB-C and HDMI switching at the wall plate or through control commands. So any control device, most notably our Icon system, can switch that wall plate. I do want to address that to do 4K 60 HDR, that chipset, it's not possible to make a single gang wall plate. We would have happily done that because we would imagine you would like that, but it's not possible. So we had to make this a two gang product, and that's the story. Okay, so the T400 has both cat and fiber connectivity in both the encoder and decoder. Again, JPEG 2000, 1G network, extremely low latency. We have audio insertion extraction on the encoder and audio insertion extraction on the decoder. You'll also see we use a channel display. Now, we actually invented this back in 2014 because the way that things really work under the hood is decoders subscribe to multicast streams coming from encoders. And you probably are familiar with that language if you've ever worked with or know NVX or other brands. You have to do these multicast subscriptions, but there's a much easier way to do that. At the end of the day, all you're doing is connecting a decoder to an encoder, and we all grew up switching inputs on our TV or cable box or a satellite. So we all know and think about channels, channel numbers, changing a channel on the TV. So the way that we approach this through our VIP line is you set encoders to channels, and that's its broadcast channel. And you set it and forget it. You leave it alone. And then 90% of what you do in real life application is you switch channels on the decoders, the decoder at the display. So these are advantages for you in a number of ways. One is it's insanely easy to set up. You just set your encoders to channels. You set your decoders to look at those channels. There's not really a lot of work or software or setup. It's all extremely easy. In fact, you don't even need to open web pages or applications or anything to do that. And this is true through all of our VIP products. The other thing this provides you now is opportunities for markets where control systems are not a viable offering. Either it's out of budget or or other reasons. So now you've got home theater or museums or doctor's offices or bars, restaurants, or many, house of worship, where you want things to be easy and you don't need a separate control automation system just to switch an input on a display. And if you look carefully, you'll see on the front panel, I can actually do that with the plus minus button right on the decoder. When I set the channel, by the way, on the encoder, I can lock out the ability to change that by the user. So this makes the product available to many markets that otherwise, may not consider AV over IP. Okay, so TAA, that's obviously for government, military. It does always make things a little more expensive. So we do offer the 400. This is a little less expensive. This is not TAA, but it's basically the same product. We do not currently carry wall plates for this product line, but it is something we're looking into. So don't take this as it does it, but we're going to be doing test verification of the T400 wall plate with the 400s in case you want to mix and match. So we will get back to you through our email and LinkedIn channels when we have completed qualifications on that. Okay, but other than that, they're fairly the same. All right, the T300, this is a 4K 30 product. So the 400 and T400 is 4K 60. Those will be a little more money and use more bandwidth. And the 4K 30, less cost and uses less bandwidth. And those numbers are listed in these slides, and we're going to give you this PowerPoint after the webinar. But the T300s, these have been around a very long time, and they are in 24/7, 365 applications in critical mission, including military bases. Some very famous military bases use our products in their top secret command centers. So the T300 is a very relied upon product in critical mission. But of course, it is used in many other applications, including house of worship and education and so on. Okay, so let's take a look at the 200. Now the 200, this is actually the very first AV over IP product we brought to market. This was back in 2014. So this has many, many years of reliability evidence in the market, in casinos and restaurants and so on. It still also is TA compliant, but now we're in 1080p 60, and that's what this product is capable of doing. Other than that, it has all the features of all the models we've already looked at. It still uses the channel topology, but it does it on screen. It doesn't have the LEDs on the boxes themselves, but when you change channels on the decoder, you'll see that pop up as a text overlay for a few seconds on your display. Okay, so again, it has scaling, image rotation, video wall, USB extension, extreme low latency, and everything I've talked about up to this point, 200, T300, 400, T400, and T450 are all capable of doing point-to-point extension without a network. You can connect these direct to each other. You can do point-to-point extension over a network, which allows you to double your extension distance, but also now offers a very important function, is when you use AV over IP products as extenders over a network, you now can obtain diagnostics of the encoders and decoders, which is not possible in HD-based T products. The second thing, which is very important, so please make a note of this, is I can get information about my sources and my displays that are connected to my 200, 300, T300, 400, T400, and T450. I can get information about those from my encoders and decoders. So now I have system diagnostics remotely. So I can check to see if my source is even present at the input. So is there a signal? Is there no signal? And I can get the math of the signal. So I can see if it's 1080p, 60, 1080p 30, 24, 4K products. I can see what refresh rates I'm getting from those signals as well. So that's an important feature that you can turn into a service, either for yourself or your customer, to be able to do system diagnostics, not just of the encoders and decoders, but of your sources and your displays remotely over a network. So I would highly recommend taking advantage of that. All right, the last one in this group is our VIP 100. Now this is also 1080p 60, but this is slightly different. This is H.264 codec versus JPEG 2000, which is in all the other products. So why do we do that? There are cases where bandwidth is critical, and the H.264 codec does about 25 megabits of bandwidth, where JPEG 2000 uses more. And it does depend on the resolution and some other factors. But the VIP 100 is a great solution when you're trying to really keep the data rate on the network as low as possible. So that's where it excels. The latency is a lot more than JPEG 2000. You can get into several frames of latency. So what applications accept that kind of latency? It would be where you're distributing content that you don't see the original content. So, for example, if you're doing digital signage and it's non-interactive, this is fine. Or you're doing a fitness center and you're just displaying, multiple TV stations across displays, then this is also a good solution for that. Okay, next up is our streaming encoder. Where this is different than what you've seen so far is a streaming encoder is where you're sending a signal out to many endpoints that are not necessarily, proprietary hardware. So as an example, House of Worship, I may want to take the output of a broadcast switch and stream the service anywhere in the world where somebody can watch the service. Commonly, you hear of shut-ins, people who are not able to transport themselves to church, so they have to watch at home or watch from the hospital, and the Stream 200 allows that. And what's really advantageous about the Stream 200 over any competitive product, besides its price point, which is extremely competitive, is that it's a one-time setup, which is also very easy to do, and we give you very detailed videos on how to do that, but it's extremely easy to use. So if you have non-technical staff at a church, you have volunteers, all they have to do is power on this box. Once the tech or the integrator has set up the endpoint data in the box, you don't have to touch it again. So every Sunday you just press start stream and it streams. So it's extremely easy, and you have output confidence monitoring. You also have confidence monitoring in the built-in web page. So that's also very useful. And I've got audio insertion. So that allows me, to possibly take a video system straight into the streamer and the output of an audio system. So maybe I've got an audio mixer and I want that to go in this box and the audio to be inserted onto the video and then streamed out. So that also allows you to take a PTZ camera that doesn't have audio and a microphone system and connect them using this box and stream out. Now we can do up to 3 different stream types simultaneously. We can do RTP, RTSP, and then you can choose either RTMPS or RTMP. And those last 2 are the formats that YouTube and Facebook use. YouTube actually allows you to pick RTMP or RTMPS, and Facebook requires RTMPS. But it goes farther than that because there's also local endpoints you could use. So examples of that would be decoders that accept H.264 or H.265 encoded streams, like VLC Player or OBS and many, many others. So you could take a source, again, any source that has an HDMI out. It could be a camera, a broadcast switch, a presentation switch, a media player, a digital signage player, and you can distribute it. So we do have clients who use this, for example, in large deployments like stadiums and arenas where they're trying to get content all over, a 60,000 seat stadium. And this is a great way to do that. Then you've got displays like LG who have technologies that you may have heard of, like WebOS, and that accepts H.264, H.265 streams. So I can also do distribution, multi-channel distribution across large areas, buildings, or across multiple buildings to displays around those buildings. So again, from a convention center, a hospital, a university, a stadium, house of worship, hotel. So there's many, many applications. So this is really an important product, and we consider it one of the future products, the future of distributing content to many endpoints. Okay, many more applications I didn't mention for this product, so please reach out if you have any questions on that. Okay, so Dante, we've been carrying Dante in a number of products for quite a number of years, most notably our Pure Media and our Max 2 switch platforms have a large amount of Dante I/O connectivity available in those switches. We also have our PS610 6x1 4K60 seamless presentation switch that we don't really talk about in this class because it's a huddle room, conference room presentation product that we have in our other webinars, so please come to those. But we've added a lot of additional products, starting with our one rack unit, 16 input by 16 output balanced or unbalanced analog audio I/O. And it takes any of those inputs and converts those to Dante and sends those out on the network. And it also has 16 Dante inputs that it converts to analog outputs. So you've got a lot of I/O there. You have a lot of control options, and you also have a USB 2-channel input, 2-channel output right on the front. It's maybe hard to see, but on the far left side of the front of the box, you'll see this USB connection that allows conversion in and out for Dante. Then, as important is we offer a full line of digital signal processing built in for every channel. So I can do compression and automatic gain control, parametric EQ, feedback control, echo cancellation, auto mixing, matrix mixing, and so on. And this obviously works with Dante controller seamlessly, but you do have third-party control to manipulate the parameters and settings of this box. So this is a really great solution to put into permanent install scenarios where you need to take devices and convert them to get them on the Dante network, or convert them back to get them off the Dante network into codecs or audio mixers, sound reinforcement, recording systems, and so on. And we offer that in an 8x8 as well, and a 4x4. So we have 3 different sizes so that you can get what you need to fit your application. All right, and then to round out the Dante, we've got some dongles. First one up here is actually our USB dongle. This is 2 inputs and 2 outputs of Dante. So for example, if you connect this dongle to your laptop, you can now bring in 2 channels of Dante right into your laptop, or you can take 2 channels of audio out of your laptop right into the Dante network. Then we also have 2 channels of analog that you can convert and send out to the Dante network, and 2 channels of Dante output. Dante that you now output to XLR balanced connectors. So these 2 dongles I just talked about are great for lots of markets, from live presentation, staging rental, hotel AV, great inventory for those scenarios, presentation rooms, anywhere where you've got live audio mixers or just live presentation. All right, so that's our Dante line, and we're going to look at our streaming cameras next, and we're going to start with our 200 series. So our Cam 200 is our latest. This is powered over PoE 802.3 AF, so the lowest power requirement, powers this camera up. You can also stream over that same CAT cable. So if you want to use this as a streaming camera, it puts out RTSP, RTMP, and also NDI HX2. So my apologies, I'm not actually saying NDI HX2 here, but it is. And one important thing on our PTZ camera line is that we, like our PureLink brand line pedigree, this is really pro level. This is not consumer type product. So the optics are very high quality. The chip is very high quality. I think anyone who's already seen our cameras in action would attest to that, but we always try to be on the high end of quality. So the picture that you get out of this is pro quality, and we win a lot of shootouts against the very top names in cameras, Panasonic, JVC, and Sony, and Blackmagic. So please take a look at our products. We often have these cameras in what you would call IMAG or follow presenter applications, because the PTZ mechanisms are variable. And if you have a joystick controller, all of our cameras work with Visca or Pelco control over RS-232 Orlan. So the speed of movement is variable based on how much you work that joystick on your controller. So in this product, we've got 20x optical zoom along with an additional 16x digital zoom. It does come with a full function remote control. You can save presets. That's all very easy to do, and you can do all that again through Visca or Pelco as well. We have SDI output, HDMI output, and USB 3.0 output along with the streaming output. So this camera does pretty much everything. Fits every application from huddle rooms, conference rooms, presentation, convention centers, staging and rental, hotel AV, house of worship, just live events. So any questions, let me know on that. And then we've got the 100 series. Now we are moving into the 200. There's limited quantities on the 100 NDI. So if you want to get in on those before we finish up with those, but that is got a lot of similarities to the 200, but it's 12x digital zoom, not 16. It's not PoE. It does come with a power adapter, 12 volt, but other than that, and no USB 3.0, but other than that, it's same optics, same chip, same PTZ mechanism, same control functionality in the IHX as opposed to HX2. And then last product we're going to look at is our VIP Cam 30. This is also PoE powered, 20x optical, 8x digital zoom, same chip, same optics, same PTZ, but now we're just doing RTSP and RTMP, no NDI, and we do have HDMI and USB 2.0 output, so no SDI output on this camera. All right, so that completes the cameras. But besides hardware, we've got a lot of services, and we believe strongly in pre-sales support. So we do a lot of design support that we offer. If you have questions about how things fit into your application, please reach out to us. We'll do CAD reviews with you, spec reviews, and so on. But our test drive program is where we stand behind our product. We want you to believe in it and feel and know the reliability and the quality and performance. And there's no better way to do that than to have it in your hands. So everything that we've shown today is available for our test drive program. All you need to do is reach out to us and say, I'd like to try it. And there's no obligation to keep it. If in 30 days you're just want to send it back, then just send it back. You're more than welcome to keep it. Don't worry, we'll happily bill you if you choose to keep it. But we strongly believe in letting you kick the tires on the product yourself. So please take advantage of this test drive program we have. All right, last up is how to keep in touch with us. Obviously, you can email me or any of the other team members, call us. I would strongly recommend going to our website and getting on our email. If you look in the upper right here, we've got a place to register as a member. And once you register, then you will get our weekly emails and our monthly newsletters. So you'll be completely aware of what's going on with our services and products. LinkedIn, I would recommend also to follow us on LinkedIn. And we also do random drawings for new followers. So if you follow us this month on LinkedIn, you have a chance to make a little money there. We give away Amazon gift cards all the time for every reason we can think of. So including coming to this class today. So follow us on X or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn and our email to keep in the know. All right, so that's the end of our time. I appreciate everybody joining us. We'll be announcing additional webinars, but keep in mind that our AV over IP line has been pioneering many of the innovations in the industry, from AV over IP network switches to fiber extension to Dante built-in, video wall, 4K 60, many things in AV over IP. Our channel system is a major feature from PureLink, and our icon control system. There's just a lot of things that we've designed to make things easy and successful for you. So let us help you. Just reach out to us. Thanks again. Look forward to seeing you at a future webinar, and please take advantage of our test drive program and get some product on your desk and see how it feels to you. All right, have a good day, everybody. Thanks.